You ever notice how some people just drain the life out of every room they walk into? The ones who smile at your face but secretly celebrate your downfall. We call them toxic, and here's the truth: you don't need a fight, you don't need revenge, you don't even need closure, you just need one move. One move that makes them disappear without you saying a single word. Silence is your loudest boundary. Toxic people thrive on one thing: reaction. They feed on your energy, your frustration, your explanations. Every time you argue, defend, or try to prove your point, they win. Because for them, it's not about truth, it's about control. They don't want understanding, they want dominance. The moment you stop giving them what they crave, your emotional energy, you starve them. And the silence that follows becomes their biggest defeat. See, silence isn't emptiness. It's not weakness. It's power contained. When you choose not to respond, you're not losing. You're showing that you're above the chaos. You're showing that you've mastered restraint. Because reacting is easy. Anyone can raise their voice, throw words, and fight back. But it takes strength to hold your peace in the middle of provocation. It takes emotional discipline to sit still when someone is trying to pull you into their storm. Toxic people hate silence because it forces them to face themselves. When you stop reacting, they're left alone with their own behavior. There's no more distraction, no one to blame, no one to manipulate. They're left with their own reflection, and that's their biggest discomfort. Your silence becomes a mirror. It shows them what they are. It shows them that you're no longer a part of their game. When you stop feeding the fire, it burns out. It's that simple. You can't argue with someone who needs chaos to feel relevant. You can't reason with someone who twists your words to make themselves the victim. You can't win a battle that was designed to drain you, not resolve you. So instead of fighting back, you step back. Instead of explaining, you exit. And that single move, quiet, controlled, intentional, is what makes toxic people disappear. But let's be real, silence is not easy. Because when someone disrespects you, the natural urge is to defend yourself, to prove your worth, to correct their lies. You want to speak up, not because you're weak, but because you care about truth. But here's the hard lesson: not everyone deserves your truth. Not everyone has earned the right to hear your explanation. Some people only want your words so they can twist them into weapons. They'll use your emotions to paint you as unstable, dramatic, or wrong. The moment you realize that, you take your power back. Silence is not avoidance. It's strategy. It's knowing that your peace is more valuable than winning a petty argument. It's choosing to protect your emotional space instead of proving a point. Because no matter how much you explain, a toxic person will never understand you the way you hope they will. They're not listening to learn, they're listening to manipulate. So why waste your breath? Why hand them the tools to hurt you again? The real power lies in walking away, not with bitterness, but with calm. You don't slam the door, you simply close it. You don't announce your departure, you just leave quietly. Because silence speaks for itself. It says, I no longer owe you access to me. And when you finally realize that you don't owe anyone a reaction, you start to live free. Now, this doesn't mean you suppress your voice forever. It means you choose where your voice belongs. Not every battle deserves your presence. Not every person deserves your energy. The strongest people aren't the ones who shout the loudest. They're the ones who can stay centered when everything around them is trying to pull them off balance. That's real control. When you stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you, reclaim your power, you begin to understand that silence is not passive. It's assertive. It says, I'm not engaging with this. It says, you no longer get access to my energy. And that kind of silence changes everything. Because now the toxic person no longer knows what you're thinking. They can't predict your moves. They can't use your reactions to manipulate your emotions. You've taken back your power without saying a single word. And here's the beauty of it: when you stay silent, they start to crumble. They'll try harder to get your attention. They'll poke at you, guilt trip you, provoke you, because they can feel your distance. But the more you stay calm, the weaker their grip becomes. Your silence frustrates them because it removes their control. And eventually they disappear, not because you push them away, but because they can't survive in a space that doesn't feed their ego. You see, toxic people are addicted to attention. Good or bad, it doesn't matter. Your reaction gives them validation. Your silence gives them nothing. That's why silence is the ultimate power move. It's the difference between reacting emotionally and responding intentionally. When you choose silence, you're not letting them win. You're choosing not to play. So next time someone tries to bait you into chaos, take a breath. Don't react. Let your silence speak, because silence is not the absence of words. It's the presence of strength. It's the moment you decide, I'm not lowering myself to your level. And that decision is everything. Silence doesn't just protect you, it transforms you. It teaches you patience, emotional control, and confidence. It shows you that peace doesn't come from controlling others, it comes from controlling yourself. And once you master that, no toxic person can touch you, because your silence will always speak louder than their noise. That's the one move, not revenge, not confrontation, not shouting your truth louder, just silence, deliberate, calm, and unshakable. It's how you teach people that access to you is a privilege, not a right. It's how you make toxic people disappear without ever needing to say a word. Protect your energy like it's your currency, because it is. Every thought, every reaction, every conversation, it costs something. And most people don't even realize they're going broke emotionally because they keep spending their energy on the wrong people. You give attention to those who drain you, time to those who don't value you, and peace to those who never deserve to experience it. And then you wonder why you feel exhausted. It's because you've been investing in people who only take, never give. Toxic people are energy thieves. They don't just want your attention. They want your focus, your emotion, your peace. They'll push your buttons just to get a reaction, because your reaction tells them they still have power over you. That's why protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's survival. You have to treat your energy like something sacred, because it is. It's the fuel for your goals, your peace, your clarity, your future. When you waste it on the wrong people, you slow down everything good that's trying to reach you. Think of your energy as a bank account. Every morning, you wake up with a limited amount to spend, and toxic people are overdraft fees. They take and take until there's nothing left. You've got to start asking yourself who deserves access to my energy today, because not everyone should. You can be kind without being available. You can care without being drained. You can love people from a distance if being close costs your peace. Most people lose themselves trying to keep relationships alive that were meant to expire. They confuse loyalty with self-neglect. But protecting your energy means understanding that not every connection is meant to last. Some people are lessons, not lifetimes. And the faster you learn that, the freer you become. You don't owe everyone your attention. You don't have to explain your boundaries. You just have to set them and protect them like your life depends on it, because it does. The problem is, most of us were taught to feel guilty for protecting our energy. We're told it's rude to say no, that it's cold to distance ourselves. But that's not coldness, that's wisdom. You can't keep letting people interrupt your peace and then wonder why you can't focus, can't heal, can't move forward. Protecting your energy doesn't mean you hate people. It means you love yourself enough to stop allowing access to those who drain you. Toxic people are masters at disguising themselves as victims. They'll make you feel bad for setting boundaries. They'll guilt trip you into staying connected. But remember this, people who benefit from your lack of boundaries will always see your growth as an attack. Don't shrink to make them comfortable. Protecting your energy means standing firm even when others don't understand. Because peace isn't something people give you. It's something you guard. When you start protecting your energy, you'll notice who gets uncomfortable. The ones who only valued you for what you gave them, not for who you are, will start to fade away. Let them. Because real people won't drain you, they'll recharge you. They'll bring calm, not chaos. You'll know the difference because your spirit will feel it. You'll leave healthy people feeling lighter, not heavier. That's how you know who deserves your energy. And here's the truth, protecting your energy isn't about building walls, it's about building filters. It's about knowing what to let in and what to block out. You filter conversations, environments, and even your own thoughts. Because sometimes the person draining you isn't someone else. It's the version of you that keeps replaying old pain, holding grudges, or trying to please everyone. Protecting your energy also means protecting yourself from your own negative cycles. You have to stop showing up for people who wouldn't notice if you stopped. Stop trying to fix those who choose to stay broken. Stop over-explaining to those who only listen to argue. The moment you realize your peace is expensive, you'll stop giving discounts. Because peace is not found in everyone's presence. Sometimes it's found in their absence. Energy protection is not silence alone. It's active self-respect. It's saying no without guilt. It's walking away without resentment. It's being okay with people misunderstanding you. Because the truth is, the more you grow, the fewer people will understand you. Growth changes your frequency, and not everyone can handle that higher energy. You'll feel lonely sometimes, but that loneliness is not emptiness. It's space being cleared for something better. Protecting your energy will change your relationships. It'll make you more selective, more intentional, more at peace. You'll start realizing that not every message needs a reply, not every conflict needs closure, not every invitation deserves a yes. You'll stop trying to prove your worth to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. And you'll start giving that energy back to yourself, to your healing, your goals, your peace. The people meant for you will respect your boundaries, not test them. They'll understand that protecting your energy is not rejection, it's self-respect. They'll value your space because they value you. Those are the people you invest in, the ones who pour back into you, who bring calm instead of confusion, who celebrate your boundaries instead of taking them personally. Protecting your energy doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you start caring wisely. You learn when to give and when to guard. You learn that peace isn't a prize someone hands you. It's something you create by being intentional with where your energy goes. The more you protect it, the clearer you become, the stronger you stand. And the stronger you stand, the less space toxic people have to manipulate you. So guard your energy like it's gold, because it is. Don't let people who haven't earned it spend it. Protect it from the noise, from the guilt, from the drama. Because once your energy is safe, your peace grows. And once your peace grows, toxic people disappear on their own. Not because you push them out, but because they can't survive in the light you built by protecting what's yours. When you stop chasing explanations, peace finds you. Most of us waste so much energy trying to understand why someone treated us the way they did. We replay moments in our head, searching for clues, rewriting conversations, imagining what we could have said differently. We keep asking questions that will never have honest answers. Why did they betray me? Why did they change? Why did they stop caring? But the truth is, closure doesn't come from them, it comes from you. Because people who hurt you intentionally will never give you the explanation that heals you. They'll lie, they'll twist, or they'll avoid. And even if they told you why, it wouldn't bring peace. It would only open the wound again. The need for explanation is what keeps you tied to pain. It's the invisible string that connects you to the same person who broke you. Because every time you go looking for answers, you're giving them more power. You're telling them, you still have control over my peace. But the moment you decide, I don't need to understand it to be free from it, that's when peace begins. That's when you start detaching from the chaos they created. See, toxic people love confusion. It's their playground. They'll say one thing and do another. They'll act like the victim while making you feel like the villain. And then when you demand the truth, they'll gaslight you, make you question your reality until you start doubting yourself. That's why chasing explanations with toxic people never works. They don't want resolution. They want control. They want to see you frustrated, broken, desperate for clarity. Because as long as you're chasing answers, you're still orbiting around them. You're still giving them your focus, and focus is power. When you finally stop asking why, you start healing. You begin to see that their actions were never a reflection of your worth. They were a reflection of their character. You stop taking their behavior personally. You stop overanalyzing every word. You stop building stories to make sense of nonsense. Because not everything broken deserves to be understood. Some things just need to be released. Letting go of the need for explanation is one of the hardest things you'll ever do, but it's also the most freeing. It means accepting that closure doesn't always come in conversation. Sometimes it comes in silence. Sometimes it comes when you finally say, I may never understand it, but I accept it. Because acceptance is not weakness, it's maturity. It's knowing you can't control how people act, but you can control how long you let their actions live in your mind. Peace is not found in answers, it's found in surrender. It's found when you stop arguing with reality and start focusing on recovery. When you realize that the people who left did you a favor, that unanswered questions are actually protection. Because sometimes God hides answers not to punish you, but to protect you from seeing something that would break you even more. You don't need to know everything to move on. You just need to trust that what's gone was never meant to stay. Think about it. Every time you chase an explanation, you reopen the same wound you're trying to heal. You reattach yourself emotionally to the very person you're trying to let go of. You hand them power over your emotions again. And that's the trap toxic people set. They'll stay vague, distant, and inconsistent, so you keep chasing clarity that they'll never give. They keep you hooked not through love, but through confusion. But once you stop needing that explanation, their control ends. You take your power back by saying, I don't need your version of the truth to create my peace. When you reach that level of emotional maturity, peace finds you naturally. You stop checking their social media. You stop waiting for apologies. You stop expecting people to understand your heart when they never valued it to begin with. You start putting that energy back into yourself, your growth, your healing, your future. Because healing doesn't happen when you get answers. It happens when you stop waiting for them. Sometimes closure looks like understanding that they're just not capable of giving you what you deserve. It's realizing that their silence is an answer. Their distance is an answer. Their lack of effort is an answer. You just have to be brave enough to accept what those answers mean, even when it hurts. Because when you stop romanticizing potential and start accepting reality, you free yourself. Peace comes the moment you stop rewriting their story and start writing your own. It comes when you realize that life doesn't owe you explanations. It gives you lessons. Every heartbreak, every betrayal, every unanswered question, it's shaping you. It's teaching you what not to tolerate, what not to chase, and what to value moving forward. You stop needing why, because you start understanding what now. And what now is where your strength is built. The peace that follows is quiet but powerful. It doesn't shout or demand. It's the kind of peace that lets you walk away without bitterness, without revenge, without needing to prove a point. You don't look back to see if they regret it. You don't wait to be seen or validated. You just move gracefully, quietly, with your dignity intact. Because the most powerful closure you'll ever give yourself is indifference. When their name no longer shakes your peace, that's when you've truly healed. When you stop chasing explanations, you realize how much lighter life feels. Your mind clears, your heart softens. You stop needing justice from people who will never be fair. You stop expecting empathy from those who never had any. And that's when peace finds you, not because the world changed, but because you did. You finally understood that understanding everything is not your job. Protecting your peace is. So let them go without knowing why. Let them keep their stories, their lies, their justifications. You don't need any of it. You just need your peace. Because in the end, peace is not found in answers, it's found in acceptance. The moment you stop needing closure from others is the moment you give closure to yourself. And that's when you'll realize you never needed their explanation. You just needed to choose yourself.